Hey guys, this is your video about G-Scraper and Scrapebox. We're going to do Scrapebox first. The first things that you want to figure out is what proxies you're going to use for Scrapebox. The difference between the proxies for Scrapebox and the proxies for GSA is posting, it's not scraping. And a scraping proxy you need a lot of them, like thousands of them, because it's sending signals to Google, and Google will end up banning that proxy when you're scraping. So that's why for GSA we only use those proxies for posting. For Scrapebox we only use proxies for scraping. So the guy who I use is on Black Hat World. If you go to Black Hat World and type in proxy go, you'll find his sales page. He has two of them. He has G-Scraper proxies and he has Scrapebox proxies. He won't deal with you if you're brand new, so keep that in mind. If you're planning on getting proxies through him, you're going to have to be active on BHW, and I think it's like 100 posts, maybe something like that. Just make sure you're active and that you tell him that Holly sent you, because, you know, if I'm sending you, he's going to have a better idea that you're a trusted person to deal with. If you cannot get proxies from him, you can always use the public ones that are in Scrapebox itself. You're still going to be able to get proxies. Well, how you do it is you click on Manage, you click on Load, you click on Harvest Proxies, and then it's going to harvest all the proxies that are public once you hit Start. So you can do that to start off until you can get his proxies. Okay, so the actual scraping part for the targets. So we need to get a keyword list on the VPS or wherever you have Scrapebox at. And if you should use the file that I put in the training course, the keywords. We'll move a small one over. The Korean keywords, you just hit Control-C, which is copy, and then Control-V, which is replace. So now it's right there, Korean keywords. So it's on my desktop. Alright, so this method is just the keywords. So you click on Import from File. You direct where your keywords are at. Mine's Korean keywords. You can see they're all listed. That's 5,000. Then I'm going to load in my proxies. And it's this one. I don't check the proxies because I already know that they're going to be good through him, so I don't waste my time to check them. And then you make sure that this thing is checked that says Use Proxies, and have checked Google, Yahoo, and Bing. If you don't want to scrape for like Yahoo and Bing, just deselect it. I select them because I want everything. And then click on Start Harvest. Do you want to continue without checking? I click on Yes. So you can see there's 40 connections of each. It says proxies being used, and then this is average URLs per minute, I think. Alright, so we're going to click on Stop Harvesting. It says Harvesting completed. Alright, now you're going to have this screen come up. The green means that the keyword has been scraped and is finished, and the red keyword means that it is not scraped or it's not completed, basically. So if you click on this little guy down arrow and click on Export All Completed Keywords to Keyword List, it'll take everything that's in red back to the keyword list, so that way you're not going to lose any keywords to scrape for. But for this, I won't do that. Alright, so you have 1,225 URLs. Well, chances are you're going to have duplicates in this. So what you would do is go up here to Remove Filter, Remove Duplicate URLs. You don't want to do Remove Domains, because GSA can post on domains more than once, especially if it's like comments or something. So you just click on Remove Duplicate URLs. And it's asking if I want to remove them. It removed 156. So then once you have your completed harvested list, after it's deduplicated, then you click on Export URL List as text. And then you can just name it like dedupe scrapebox 1. And then it'll go on my desktop. Okay. So that is that's one of the easiest methods. You just pop in your keywords and no like footprints. Okay. So we'll clear that out. We'll clear this out. We'll leave our proxies in there. So this is the second method. We're going to import our keywords again. The keyword Korean keywords. And you see 5,321 again. So now I want to be able to scrape to a particular platform on GSA. So I got to open up my GSA. Okay, GSA is open. I click on Options, Advanced, Tools, Search online for URLs. At the bottom here it says Add Predefined Footprints. I click on that. Now I want to find the platform that I want to scrape for. So let's say I want to scrape for trackbacks. So I click on, I hold my mouse over trackbacks. I click on all from trackback. So in this box it gave me all of the footprints for trackbacks. I right click, select all, right click, copy. Open up a text pad, paste it, Control V is paste, and then I save as, and I save it as trackbacks footprints. Alright, now I can close that. I can close GSA. So that's my trackback footprints. I'll remove my old one. Okay, now we go back to Scrapebox. So your keywords are already in here from Korean, but now we want to merge your Korean keywords with the trackbacks from whatever platform you're doing. So you click on M, which means merge. You click on wherever you just saved that trackback footprint list and click on it. Now right now it is merging every single keyword with every single trackback. So it takes a few minutes. And it finished. I have 117,000 items that I'm going to try to harvest for. And then it tells you how many proxies you have actually, 2,400. Now you just click on Start Harvest again. And it'll tell you the connections, the proxies are being used, and your average URLs. I'll let it run a few minutes. Okay. Then you click Stop Harvest. Okay. I'm just clicking Stop Harvest just to show you guys, but you guys should just let it run until it stops. Once it stops, it'll bring up it in the URL harvested box. Okay, so now we go back up to Remove Filter and click Remove Duplicate URLs. And it removed 165. And then you export URLs, and you can name it as, so this is your dedupe trackback list one. So you know that this is just going to be able to post on trackbacks for GSA. Okay, so that is one method, another method. So that's the second method. Now clear out your URL list. and your keyword list. All right, leave your proxies again. Okay, so the next way for scraping for targeted is a pretty interesting way. So what you do is import your Korean keyword list again. Which just says 5,321. Go back to GSA. If you just click on the one of the templates that I have, click on Edit, click on Test. If you go down a little bit to where it says blog comment, here, I'll click on the blog comment template, that way you can see it better. Click on Test. Okay, blog comment, it's right here. If you hit Test again, you can see it's a different blog comment. Hit Test again, it's always a different blog comment, okay? So here's the trick with this, is that blog comment is coming from the default text in your project that you made. And if you're, 95% of the people don't change this blog comment that's already defaulted in GSA. I don't change it myself. So, I mean, it probably is higher than 95%. So those blog comments are coming from this. So I made a file that are, 7 of the ones that I scrape for. If you copy and paste that into Google, all right, copy and paste that term into Google. This is how many items are probably able for GSA to post on. So that means you can scrape for that. If you click on, please feel free to visit my page. I mean, you copy and paste it, not click on it. There's these many. Okay, and these are all default GSA comment, automakers that GSA makes, okay? All right, so let's close back GSA. Okay, we're back to, all right, so what you want to do is make another notepad file and just put in the term that you want to scrape for. And just put scrapebox 1 term, okay? And it's right there where I saved it. Now I'm going to merge it. It was named scrapebox 1 term. So see, now it merged the default text from GSA with my keyword. Okay? Make sure your proxies are clicked again. Hit Start Harvest. Now it's going to scrape. Alright, we're going to stop it. Now go back to Remove and Filter. Remove duplicate URLs. Okay, now you export it. And this was blog comments for GSA. So that's what I would name it. So I know that when I want to do blog comments, I can just pick this file to put into GSA, basically. Alright, so those are the 3 techniques that I use for targeting GSA. To show you something else on Scrapebox, if you go up to the top, click on add-ons, I use a live check and dupe remove. A live check is for if I'm looking for domains that are dead domains that I can register. And the dupe remover is real simple. You just, the thing is that you're going to have a lot of files with a lot of different lines in there, and you're going to want to merge the files together. And if you go to Scrapebox folder that you put, like the exe folder where the program is at, if you click on harvested sessions, it'll save everything that we just did in the harvester sessions, because if Scrapebox crashes, then you wouldn't be able to get it out. So everything, if it crashes, you just go to this harvester sessions and it'll be in there. So if I want it, say like say for GScraper, do I have a bunch? Okay, so we'll just use this as an example. So click on select source files to merge, and you can pick Scrapebox, and then you just pick all the files that you want to merge basically, and then click open, and you're going to pick where you want the file to be saved at. You just merge, and then you hit merge files. Okay, now we have a file that is all merged, but there's probably duplicates. So we click on this little folder under where it says remove duplicate URLs, and we pick merge SB because that's what we named it, and then we pick where we're going to save it. So we're going to name it merge SB dedupe, and we're going to remove duplicate URLs, and that takes a few minutes too. Okay, and now that is done. So I remove the other file that we just merged together, so I just have one file that's merged deduped and it's clean. This thing split a large file into smaller files. You guys will have to mess around with that. Sometimes it works for me and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so that is Scrapebox. Alright, let's do GScraper now. You can see GScraper also has a folder where it basically keeps your your harvester sessions also. So you can see what you've scraped for. Okay, this is GScraper, and GScraper has their own proxies. So if you click on Buy Proxy and click on Buy Additional Service for a month, it'll go to your PayPal. And for 1 month service, it's $66 for your proxies. And it's not actually a bad deal. I used to have them for my GScraper until I went with ProxyGo. But this is a good alternative too. Okay. So, all right, we'll show you the first keyword scraping. So I need to put my proxies in there. I click on Import, and my file is named GS1, and then all my proxies are in there. I don't check them. You go to your options. Everything I leave on default. The only thing I don't is I click this thing that says create new text files. So each text file will have 1,000,000 lines in it, basically. That means your timeout seconds is 60, and my max thread is 1,500. You can't put it at over 1,500. Okay, you go to Scrape. GScraper also has built-in keywords. You can click on Use Built-in Keywords. And there's 15,000 built-in keywords, so you can always do it that way. Okay, so for the first method, you can't just scrape without footprints. So if you try, just click on Import Korean Keywords and start scrape. It says footprint is empty. So on Scrapebox, you can do this method, but on GScraper, you can't, okay? All right, so we'll have to do the second method. Import Korean keywords, and then you're going to import your trackback footprints. That was the file that we took out of GSA. Then you just click on Start. The total times of search is more than 5,000. Do you want to save your memory? I always click on Yes. It tells you how many scraping threads you have. And then at the top it tells you how many has scraped so far. So let's hit stop scrape. Alright, so we stopped scrape, but we have to import the list back in. So we go to list import, GScraper, today's date, scrape, and the file. So all of these are just scraped. Remove, right here you can click the down arrow, or click on the box, it'll give you all the options. Remove duplicate URL, then you click on do. And it says duplicate URL has been removed. Okay, and then I just always go list export only URL, and then I would just take the same file name and type in dedupe. Okay, so that's that method. Then we list clear everything back out. Okay, so then the third method is where you get the GSA default blog comment. That's the file, okay? Keywords are your Korean keywords. Your import is that file with all 7 of them, and it's named Tech2 Auto Anchor. And then you just hit start scrape. It tells you how many threads and everything again. Alright, now we're going to hit stop scrape. Need to stop it. Okay, and then I'm going to import the list again that I just scraped. And it's that one. Remove duplicate URLs. And it removed them. We got 3,000 left. And then I just export it again. And I just call it dedupe. And that's pretty much GScraper.